Welcome back to Off the Thread Reds, group chat of above average Reds fans. Overreact, overanalyze, keep coming back for more. On this episode, we got a special guest talking a little bit Giants and Reds, coining the term the Cincinnati versus San Francisco pillow fight because we got bottom of the barrel teams going at it. But before we get into that conversation, let's talk a little bit about our Reds. We got some real bad news, but some real good news at the same time. So we'll kick it off with the bad news. Just got done with the Cardinals series. Boys, I feel for him, but we got to make that play in the outfield. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Well, we didn't just get done with it. We had enough time to metabolize it, and still, it's something that has to be talked about. Just like one of the worst ways you can lose a game. So Matt McClain hits a grand slam in the 6th inning, like unbelievable. Go up 5-4. And we're able to just hold it in no score game all the way up until 2 outs in the 9th. And J.J. Weatherholt hits a routine fly ball to left center field. Dane Myers runs about, what do you think, like
80 yards?
50 yards? 50 yards. TJ Friedel is about like 15 yards from where the ball was headed. Dane Myers calls him off, I think partly because of the sun, partly because he's just the center fielder. He maybe didn't trust TJ as much. Calls him off and just totally drops the ball. 2-run score on the play. Inning is extended. After 2 outs, they get another RBI single, and then we walked in a run, and then another RBI single. So then we're down 10-5 going into the bottom of the ninth. And then we mount a comeback. And like Stevenson's walked with bases loaded to bring it to 10-9. And then we fall just short. I mean, that was just such like a perfect encapsulation, I feel like, of what we've gone through for most of the season.
Yep. Unbelievable. Like, and I'm also very surprised that any of these games or scenarios did not result in a fight. I know we kind of called it beforehand that this was going to be kind of a scuffle likely series of 5 games in 4 days type of thing. So all in all, I think it was kind of how we expected the series to go, very up and down. A couple of very close games. Both of our wins that we had, Game 2 and Game 4, were only by 1 run. And if we somehow had this miracle style comeback against the Cards on Thursday, we could have also won maybe a 1-run game to close out the 5-4 game. So all in all, like that play in left field was the most Little League World Series type of play you'll ever see on a major league field. My wife always talked about this story, but when she was a kid, her and her older brother had a VCR that was like 1985 best sports bloopers. And I guess they loved this VCR as kids. They'd play it all the time, even though it was very old from when those games first came out. But I was like, that would have been so perfect on just a blooper reel of not even just baseball, but all sports. And the encapsulation of how that then resulted in us losing the series and against a rival who has always, continually, kicked our ass over the years too. So, absolute just disaster. It was, I could not close my eyes, but I couldn't stop watching type of play.
Yes. I was at the game with a work event, and we were like we were in that Phi Optic section. So we were like right there, about as close as you could be in the ballpark to seeing it go down. It was just so like, thank goodness it was in a game that is kind of meaningless to the Reds this season. Because if that happened in like a postseason game, it would go down as one of the worst plays in franchise history.
Yeah, for sure.
So break down how it happened to me, I guess, scenario. School just ends. I look at my phone. We are currently in that inning. I think there's 1 out. I had to go do bus duty. So I go do bus duty. I finally get my stuff, go to the car. I turn my car on, check. 2 outs. I'm like, oh, sweet. Turning the radio on. Life's good. I hear it over the radio, but they didn't describe it like all the way through. So then I look at our group message and it's just like, oh my gosh. I mean, that was Friedel's ball. All this stuff's going on. And I'm just listening. And on the radio, they're trying to like maintain themselves, not blame it on the players, like do all that stuff. But I'm sitting there in frustration, sitting in traffic, like, what's happening? What's going on? Finally, someone sent a video, so I was able to see it. But like, that was brutal, guys. I mean, you know what makes it even worse? J.J. Weatherholt hit that. Like, it could have been any other Cardinal, right? Like, it could have been any other Cardinal, but
plus 1 more for that hit.
Yeah,
for that
okay, but then again, but the class thing that we're, the thing that we're only caring about for the rest of the season is the NL Rookie of the Year race. And can we have the conversation that Sal outplayed JJ throughout the entire series? And I think, yes, you look at how well Sal hit, and if you just study the tape of that time, it becomes undeniable that Sal is still the lead runner for Rookie of the Year candidate.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. I mean, yeah, head to head had it. So, all right, let's get into Reds versus D-backs. This was a pretty interesting series. I'm going to say Saturday was probably one of the most fun baseball I've watched from the Reds this year, just for a lot of different things. Obviously, cycle and all that. We'll get into it, but I think the Reds underperformed as a whole, though, this series. This game on Sunday, today, we're recording. That one hurt, but I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on this D-back series? Kind of, I guess, going forward through the season, this just happens to us, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I mean, Saturday is about the exact game you're looking for at this point in the season, when you just want something that can like be worthy of your attention. And there were a lot of things that were in the game. Jay Tubade hits for a cycle. Ellie De La Cruz hits a 450-foot moonshot, and Hector Rodriguez hits his first career home run. And then Matt McClain hits another homer, I guess. So that's exactly what Mark's looking for. But for the rest of us, it's mostly just the prior three. The rest of the series, really, like, I don't even have any desire to talk about.
No. I don't.
Yeah. The Friday game was awful. Just like top to bottom, nothing exciting whatsoever. Nothing good really in that entire game. The what I'm laughing about now is kind of also what I'm hoping for is just how often from now until end of year can the Reds get posted on the main MLB social media pages, because that's kind of the only indication that we have anything fun going on our team. And that we had like 4 posts that day of the cycle and of the Ellie bomb, and maybe even a Sal or a McClain hit or something like that. So that was, like, again, good Saturday game, a lot of runs. The game today was just so heartbreaking because Abbott threw so well, and to see the wheels come off so quickly and so rapidly, a couple of things really made me upset too. Was obviously the in the 7th when Abbott was kind of nearing the end, if he could just get a ground ball, get a couple of outs. The Reds are up 3-0, so it was like, all right, if we give up 1, that's okay. And they had runners on first and second, no outs, and the batter was showing bunt. And definitely not by design. I don't think Abbott was purposely trying to walk him by any means, but like the inability to, I guess, be able to throw a strike to try to get him just to take it out. I don't know where that comes in of like lack of strategy from whoever's calling pitches, or if that was just a misguided, performance, if you will, not hitting the targets of what he was supposed to do type of thing. So obviously from there, the wheels kind of fell off and, walked the bases loaded. Then Abbott got pulled and just kind of hit after hit on Luis May, who we were propping up a lot the last couple of weeks, came in a very tough position, granted, and did not quite perform. Ended up having, I think, 4 or 5 runs that inning, 4 runs that inning. So, definitely a big bummer to end the series. I feel like we were in a position with Abbott throwing so well to continue to close it out. So it stinks that it always I feel like it happens in one inning late in the game.
That's the kind of situation where I feel like a lot of casual viewers, a lot of people who just want to blame everything on the manager will blame that on Tito. Be like, "Oh, why is he send Abbott out for the 7th?" But what was his pitch count going in? Wasn't it like,
dude, he was in the 80s?
In the 60s. He was like in the 60s going into the inning. So it's like a no-brainer, and he's dealing, and so like save the bullpen, but just didn't work out. And then if I have anything to say on Friday night, it's just disappointing for Lodolo to allow 12 guys reach base and only record 10 outs.
Yep,
pretty bad ratio.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things the Reds showed Friday and Sunday, winning teams obviously don't show. Friday's game, I think, is a wash. If your starter comes out and just doesn't have it, that's baseball. But Sunday's game, today's game, like, Dylan, you're right. Like, it was hard to swallow that one because there was a chance. All the right moves, I think, were made. Luis May going out, I've been high on him, so I'm kind of defending him here. I think we've used him a lot. I wish he would have sat him today, used someone else, but I guess that's our whole bullpen has been used a lot this year. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's baseball, and I just hope for more Saturdays. That's, Joey, you said it best. You're sitting here watching for Saturdays. So hopefully we get those. But all right, let's dive a little bit into the JJ Bleday cycle. Guys, this was awesome. Also, I said this to my wife while the game was going on. That was the most casual cycle I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if you got the vibe.
I mean, so when did he get it? Wasn't it like the fifth inning?
It was the it was the
sixth, I think.
It was the home run.
Sixth, yeah.
So I'm watching it. The sound's like really low. And like I'm just casually watching it. And then I didn't realize that he hit for the cycle until after he like rounded third and was going home. I was like, oh my God, that is a cycle. Like it was the most casual cycle of all time. So I don't know. What were you guys' thoughts on it? Super cool. Awesome for JJ Bleday, but like it was very, and like Ellie's home run kind of also stole the show. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? It was really cool though.
Yeah, Sadak undersold it compared to Ellie's cycle.
Yeah.
But it's insane how early in the game it happened. Having a cycle in the sixth inning is just wild.
Yep.
Dude, and it was like every hit was different. The most time you have like a double that stretches to a triple by like a fumble in the outfield or something. But like he hit it was awesome having the home run be the last at bat too that he had to get the hit because it was like perfect cherry on top. I feel like that or getting a triple to hit a cycle would be the best way to do it. So yeah, very, very
single and getting picked off immediately like PCA.
We know somebody who's done that. Yeah. I mean, it's still electric. It still counts. So, that's you don't get him that often. But yeah, I totally agree on the underselling. I'll tell this quick story, but we went to a game a couple of weeks ago and I was on the phone with the group ticket office. And for whatever reason, their voicemail box was not set up. So I was in a hold on loop. Or I was in a loop, like on hold, waiting for someone to pick up the phone on the red side of things. And they were just replaying the radio call of Ellie's cycle. So I was on the phone for like 3 minutes and heard it for like 7 times in a row. It's a cycle. And I was like, all right, I think I've heard enough here. I understand what happened. I could recite it in my sleep. So definitely maybe he got a hot tip. Or when he was expecting maybe JJ to hit for the cycle, he's like, all right, I got to tone down my call a little bit so I don't get memed to death everywhere like he did before. So I don't know. I'm really happy for him. Like he's one of those guys that has legitimately proven to be a focal point of this team potentially. And I just hope that we can keep him around, do something to make him happy enough to stay because he's a great player. He's very, quiet leader type of guy. So I would love to see him be a Red for longer. But yeah, it was cool. Always fun.
Yeah.
It's like the Reds don't want to sell tickets if they give you that like annoying call over and over again while you're on hold. It's tempting you to hang up.
Yeah.
I was like, I know I need to buy tickets. Like, why is it somebody answering the phone? It was terrible. Yeah.
I do agree about Bleday, though. I feel like at this point, I just want to see him back because I think about what the future of the outfield is for next year. And I think that answer becomes very difficult if you don't include JJ Bleday as part of the plans.
Yep.
He is having his best year, but I think he can continue that at Great American Ballpark.
Yeah, he's young. He's very young.
All right, first off, thank you. We got a special guest today, Tabor from San Fran. Big Giants, we could say Giants super fan coming on the pod today. Might have some family relations to one of our podcast members. But Tabor, first off, thanks for joining on. We got the Reds and Giants playing here in a little bit. I guess I just want to start off. How are you feeling about the Giants season so far this year?
Well, let me say, first of all, I'm excited to be here, and I can't wait to talk about this absolutely meaningless series our two teams are about to have here in the dog days of August between two absolute bottom feeders with no business being in any way involved in professional sports anymore. But now that I've gotten that off my chest, honestly, the Giants are sitting at, I think I was talking about this earlier, 2 games better than the Rockies, which is a metric in and of itself. It's just been one of the most disappointing seasons, and I have seen this coming for so long. It's been like watching a train wreck happen in slow motion, and it started all the way back in 2010 when we won a World Series we had no business winning. Okay, I will freely admit that 2010 and 2014, those Giants teams should not have won a World Series. 2012, sorry, Reds fans, we absolutely should have won a World Series. We had MVP Buster Posey, we had Matt Cain and Tim Lincecum, and a 21-year-old Madison Bumgarner. And Pablo Sandoval was fat, but still good. All right. So that was a team that should have won. But the problem with winning 3 World Series in 5 years is we created such an expectation that we're going to keep winning forever and ever. And I don't know if y'all know this about San Francisco, but besides Barry Bonds, no one's ever hit there. Like ever. I think this last year was the first time someone's hit 30 home runs since Barry Bonds left. It was Willie Adames, and he hit 30 on the number. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
We've just missed, but the thing, it's created this terrible expectation. We have drafted terribly. We have sent away. You guys know in 2011 we traded for 1 month of 1 month and a half of Carlos Beltran. Do you know who we traded for him?
Ooh,
What year was this? You said
2010.
2011. It was
So
after Buster Posey got hurt. We
Who was
traded
the other team?
It was
to the Mets.
we traded
No.
to the Mets. Yep.
No,
I'm gonna guess Jacob DeGrom.
Yeah,
Basically that. It was his name was Zach Wheeler. He
Oh, yeah.
was our
Pretty
first
much.
Also
overall
good.
pick.
Also good.
Yeah, he was our first overall pick the year before, and we traded him to the Mets for a month and a half of 33-year-old Carlos Beltran or wherever he was at that point. What's that?
So, all right. So I got a question about being a Giants fan. I mean, I feel like it's very, very similar as a Reds fan. You have poor, organization, execution. Your farm system lacks. You're making these, off-season deals where you're not getting the top tier player, you're getting kind of that second tier type player. I mean, as the Giants, first off, I want to say, yeah, it was a fluke. Some of those years, 2012 broke my heart. At least you guys won a World Series where we had like a 4-year gap of we could win one, never got there. But I mean, as a Giants fan, like,
I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, how do you approach a season like this, or how do you continue to watch a season like this, knowing kind of, hey, these games might not matter anymore? I feel like as Reds fans currently, we're going through this and we're trying to figure out, all right, how do we watch a game at the end of October or end of August, excuse me, that might not mean much.
To be honest with you, I've stopped watching because it hurts my feelings when they blow leads every single. They blew another lead to the Red Sox today. Congratulations, Joey. They were to start the season 0-36 when trailing by any amount of runs after the 6th inning. In 1 run or more after the sixth inning, they were 0-36 to start the season. I mean, it's just been such a bad season, but I'm so glad this is like a disease or like a virus this club needed. I don't know if you guys have seen the news recently, but we fire saled a bunch of people at the trade deadline. We got rid of Luis Arias and got a great return. We put the pitcher packages together, pushed them out, and the return we got from them was incredible. And we now have the 4th best farm system in the league. And last year we were 25th. So they have finally acknowledged that we cannot just try and sign our way to freedom. But there's a big but on this. The Giants have spent the last 10 years, oh God, what is the word for this? Absolutely fumbling every top prospect. I don't know if you guys remember. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you were involved and were paying attention for the Devers trade at all.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
loosely.
The return
Yeah.
you guys, the Red Sox got and then immediately obviously sent everywhere else. But
Yeah, Kyle Harrison.
went to the Brewers. They made one adjustment. He immediately becomes the stud the Giants thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
James the third, our first round draft pick from 2 years ago that we put in that package, they trade him to the Dodgers. The Dodgers make one adjustment, and now he's got like 1,000 OPS and he's hitting 340 in AAA. Right?
Yeah, I didn't know Tibbs was doing that well at AAA. But
They
all
made
for Dustin May.
yes, all for Dustin May, right? They made one adjustment. And so this has been the problem with the Giants is that everyone's taken our talent and then made them into something else. We have absolutely fumbled like every top talent. Heliot Ramos was supposed to be the next coming of Jesus. He was a decent, ended up being at most a B- baseball player. Marco Luciano was the top prospect, like top 5 100 prospect. Now he's like a pirate left fielder in AAA.
Yeah.
So I mean, going off of this, okay. First off, you guys did the right thing. You were sellers at the deadline, right? You got in return. Red should have done that. They didn't. It messed up big time. Do you believe in your
sell it all?
Well,
no.
We got 250,000 in additional international spending cap.
Yeah.
That's
And
all
we made
that's it.
I don't have any
trade
confetti, but
send.
I'd throw some for you.
Yeah.
So, okay, do you believe in your front office? Like knowing you got a winner, you have Buster Posey running the show, right? Do you believe in your front office? Because as Reds fans, we do not believe in our front office at all.
So I did not believe in Farhan Ziadi. I don't know if you followed any of that. He was the guy who came from the Dodgers, and he was the last 5 years, and he had that 1 year, what was it, 2021, where we went 107-55 with like an aging Brandon Crawford and Buster Posey and Brandon Belt, and it was like the last hurrah. They put together this miracle thing built off platoons, and it was unwatchable baseball. Like truly, like every single, you couldn't get behind anybody because nobody would start for more than a day in a row.
Yeah.
Everyone, and then it just plateaued after that. 81 and 81, 79 and 83, 80 and 82, 81 and 81. And so when Buster Posey came in, we thought this might be like a shift back to the kind of old school Giants, and that's what he kind of said he's going to do. He's going to focus on what won championships, pitching and defense. And then he went out and signed Willie Adames and Luis Arias, who had a miracle season this year, but he has historically been one of the worst fielding second basemen.
Right.
Right. So, that being said, Zach Managian, the GM of the Giants, came from the Astros. I saw a really interesting interview because we have drafted or signed internationally the top shortstop internationally twice in a row. There are number 1 and 2 prospects and like number 9 and 15 in the MLB top 100. And we drafted Gavin Killian from Tennessee, another shortstop. And they asked him about that. And he basically said, we're just following what the Padres are doing right now. They have the idea. Like Cronenworth used to be a shortstop. Tatis used to be a shortstop. We're just going to get the best athletes available and then put them where we need them. And I thought that was actually a decent strategy.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that was, kind of an early or, last 10 years, I would say very much of that switch of just having the best athletes wherever they want to play. Another kind of cutting edge thing that Giants did recently, one of the first headline pieces was last year going out and signing the first ever college baseball coach to go straight to the major leagues. So with Tony Vitello, this is his debut season as the skipper for the Giants. So what's your take on that move? Obviously, baseball managers kind of get undersold, I would say, for how much they are actually responsible for to the casual fan. So in my opinion, I think it's a really interesting strategy to have a young guy with a college mentality try in the major leagues, but was curious your thoughts. If you like him, think he'll be around for a while, think he'll find success in San Fran.
It's a great question. When we first, so I follow college baseball sometimes more than I follow MLB baseball, because I don't know if you guys watch college baseball, but it's like the last real pure baseball where people still like bunt and hit and run and play the sport fully. So I've been following Tennessee for years, and I loved Tony V. Fiery dude, good guy, great relationships with players. And when we signed him, I was super excited. But he did immediately put his foot in his mouth about 6 times, like in spring training. It started with like whoever leaked his announcement. He was like going on the air trying to figure out who leaked his announcement to sign with the Giants because a bunch of people in Tennessee freaked out, and he just put his foot in his mouth a bunch, talking about how like, I can't like, yell at them. They're adults is like a real quote he said about Giants players. So I got a little nervous, and obviously it's been a disaster, but I have always been, and maybe this is just because I've been a varsity coach for years, I'm like, I don't blame the manager most of the time. Like, I don't know how much the manager can move the needle nowadays. So much of it's done by the front office. Every matchup's already done for you. You're just the guy standing there for the most part. You're not swinging a bat. You're not throwing a pitch. With the exception, I would love to know if there's a metric about how much a manager actually moves the needle on a game. Obviously, it's a clubhouse mentality thing, and that's obviously been a train wreck. But
I don't know. It's funny because like obviously the Reds with getting a new coach on our side of the field in the last 2 seasons. I feel like we've been having that debate as well on our side, being like, man, how much can our manager actually influence this entire team? Like, we are so handcuffed by our management and our owners of the team with what we can and can't do, and so we got to give a lot of credit if we can put together some type of team out there. So I'm excited to kind of see if that's a successful path for the Giants, and if we'll see more college coaches making the jump, or if he might be one of the few that does it, tries the waters, and then maybe see how it pans out. But
it hasn't been
next question though,
for college coaches making the jump. So
for sure. Yeah. So like real quick, I guess to kind of ask the question about your Giants fanhood as well. When was kind of your first moment that you became a Giants fan, and do you have any very memorable, good and or bad, obviously multiple World Series, but if you have one specific moment that you remember, whether a player, I guess going to a game or something that you'd want to share with everybody?
Yeah, man, my dad got season tickets so back in like 2002, like the first year of the new ballpark. We were section 132 on the left field line, and my dad used to pull me out of school and take me to day games. So
nice.
I've been going there longer than I've been pretty much conscious. I mean, I remember the World Series in the early 2000s. I remember when Russ Ortiz shouldn't have kept the baseball and we lost to the Angels. But I mean, in terms of my favorite Giants experiences that aren't the World Series, I mean, I was at Ishikawa's walk-off in the building, 2014. I thought the place was going to shake to the ground. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen in person.
Yeah.
I was also there for that famous at bat between Barry Bonds and Gagne.
Wow.
If you've ever seen that at bat where it's like 101 miles an hour and he rips it foul, and it's like 102 and he hits it down to straight center field. It's like this historic at bat. But I've had so many great memories in that ballpark that has changed its name from 6 different phone companies.
Were you or your dad there during Bonds' record breaking?
No,
Homer?
so that was after we had season tickets from like 2002 to like 2005 or 6. And it was like when he was going for all the records, it was like 2006, 2007, right when he was retired.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I watched every single one of them. I mean, that guy is the greatest hitter of all time. The fact that he's not in the Hall of Fame is criminal. I'm sure they're going to Pete Rose him and put him in after he dies, but we don't have enough time to talk about the Hall of Fame. The moral police that are the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, bonus episode with Tabor.
Bonus episode. Just rant about how they're
just Hall of Fame talk. That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
But it's been one of the greatest things. But again, to watch it kind of like we were so mediocre when I was a kid. Barry Bonds was the only reason to attend a Giants game. They had that one year with Jeff Kent, and they went to the World Series, and then they were just profoundly mediocre for ever. Matt Cain came up in 2007. I remember that he was kind of getting hit around. We were like a sub 500 team. Everyone's like, we should trade Matt Cain. We kept getting these top picks, Tim Lincecum, Madison Bumgarner, guys we never heard of. And just to kind of watch that develop into, Timmy winning back-to-back Cy Youngs in 08 and 09, winning in 2010, getting to live all that, but then just watching the decline, on the backside has been, I wouldn't say, it's been hard to say, was it worth it? I don't know, man. Yeah, it was. I get to say 3 and 5 years, but it's been.
So I mean, going off Dylan's question, I mean, nostalgia the Giants have so much history. Plus, I feel like the Giants had some of the most memorable in recent times playoff stretches and things like that. Being a former college pitcher, I kind of feel like you might be kind of favorite towards this. But who's your favorite player, kind of growing up and watching? Off the top of mind, I'm thinking Tim Lincecum, but I mean Barry Bonds. But what are some favorite Giants of yours?
If you grew up where I grew up, and your favorite player wasn't Barry Bonds, followed immediately by Tim Lincecum because you wanted to try and do his mechanics when you were younger, then you're lying. You're just lying, right? I was a big Matt Cain fan, but that was kind of a boring choice at the time. Watching his 2012 perfect game was obviously awesome, but it's Tim Lincecum for sure. Watching the freak pitch growing up and trying to emulate his split change that nobody threw and trying to imitate that, trying to blow my back out, trying to.
I was just gonna say he had the best ability to hide the baseball for quite literally 90% of his delivery, and you wouldn't know what pitch he's thrown. Everything came out looking the exact same, and he had some dirty pitches. What was his main pitching? What would he throw typically? What was his repertoire?
So it's funny you ask because he changed. When he came up as a rookie, he won the Golden Spikes Award at UW at Washington. And he was 98, sitting 98 with a big curveball and a little slider. And that's what he came up with. And he completely reinvented himself. He started throwing this split change half the time. He was like a 50% split change guy. If you guys go back and watch highlights, when he was winning Cy Youngs, he was 95, 96, 94, 95. His velocity went down every year. But that split change was if they had a stuff plus metric back then, because they don't, but it was a 130 stuff plus. It was the grossest pitch in baseball. He won back-to-back Cy Youngs, struck out 260 or something guys in both years. It was 5'10", 170 pounds soaking wet, and
just shoves.
Absolutely
just shoves. Yeah.
No, he was so much fun to watch growing up. That was for sure. And I remember there was years where every single time Timmy, the Dodgers would come into town and Timmy would pitch. Everyone calls him by his first name, by the way. Nobody calls him Lincecum. His name's Timmy. We're all first
Timmy.
name. He pitched against Kershaw every single time when Kershaw was also Kershaw. And it was the amount of times Tim Lincecum lost the game 2-1 or 1-0. in those years. It must have been like 8, 10.
Yeah.
All the Kershaw.
Brutal.
I mean,
Brutal.
that's some legit baseball. That, like, if you are a baseball purist going to watch Clayton Kershaw versus Tim Lincecum, I mean, he doesn't get better than that.
Prime, like 2008, 2009. That's probably one of the most iconic pitching matchups from the early 2000s, and it happened all the time.
So, talking players, talking development, we're gonna act like you put your GM hat on. You are Buster Posey currently. You can even act like you're catching back in 2012 if you want to. But what would you do to change the Giants organization? Because as a Reds fan, we put our GM hats on every day, and we're trying to figure this out. What would you do as a Giants fan or Giants GM? Right?
Look, I'm happy to armchair quarterback this. Obviously, I am not qualified at all, other than to just have an opinion and make it loud. But I have said, so if I take you back a little bit, 2014, we won that World Series again by the skin of our teeth. Shouldn't have. That Royals team was so good. And then they came back and won it the next year. Obviously, that's how good they were, right? With Hosmer, Moustakas, and young Salvador Perez. Can you imagine a Salvador Perez that was like 11 years younger than he is now, right?
Yeah.
So we did that. 2015, bad year. Again, did a bunch of random crap. 2016, make it back to the playoffs. Everyone like, it's an even year again. And then the wheels completely came off. We made a bunch of big signings. We lost to the Cubs when we were up by like 4 in the last inning, blew the lead. Magic's over. And then everybody kind of panicked. And this is where I started to get uncomfortable because we had an aging group of stars. We started to see an older Brandon Crawford, an older Brandon Belt, an older Buster Posey. Not out of their prime yet, but getting older. And you're looking for a vision of sort of replacement and replenishment because a lot of these guys that made us successful were all homegrown people. Buster, Timmy, Madbone, all homegrown, right? And then we had this series. 2017 comes, and I have to look this up because I put a bag over my head for this year. 2017, we went 64-98. Get the second overall pick. We draft Joey Bart. I don't know if you guys know about Joey Bart. I'm pretty sure he's the backup for the Pirates. He bounced around. He actually did better somewhere else. He never came to anything. And that became a series of just panic moves. 2018, we signed like Evan Longoria and Andrew McCutcheon. To which I turned to my best friend in life, best man at my wedding, and I said, man, if this was 2011, I'd be stoked right now. Right? But it was 2018 or whatever it was, right? And so we just kept trying to like create magic out of nothing, sparks out of nothing. And then the worst thing that could have happened is we had that 2021 year where we won 107 games. I mean, magic, freaking rabbit out of a hat. I had no idea what happened. And every single time I was like, we've created a monster where we won 3 in 5 years and everybody thinks this is normal. They've created an enormous business. We're like the 4th most valuable franchise in baseball now behind like the Yankees, Red Sox, and Dodgers, right? And we had nothing in the farm. Every one that came up kept flopping or falling apart. We kept pulling up like C potential dudes to platoon against whatever, Slater. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to think of I can't even remember his first name. He's just a lefty platoon guy who's on our team for like 6 years. All he did was hit against lefties. It was like unwatchable baseball. By the way, you're welcome for Adam Duvall, by the way. That was really kind of us. We gave him to you as well.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That was from us. So everyone we've traded away has gone off to do great and incredible things. Everyone we brought in has totally flopped. I wouldn't say Devers has flopped. He's hitting 250 with probably going to finish with like 30, 35 bombs, but not enough to move the needle. And this is what I said kind of before we got on air, is that the thing that's bugged me about all these years is that we were never 1 or 2 moves away from competing with the Dodgers. And that's what drove me nuts. I wanted to be like, yo, we're not going to make the playoffs. We're not going to make a wild card spot. I get it. Let's just sell a little bit. Let's sell a little bit. We got some pieces that people want that aren't working for us. Let's try and replenish this 26th best farm system, right? And the fact that every year in free agency, we are they can smell our desperation every year in free agency, that everyone has used us as Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper, Shohei Ohtani, all used us as bargaining chips to get more money out of the teams they signed for. Mm-hmm. Plus, and I hate to make this about California, but Bryce Harper, we offered more money than the Phillies did, but he would have made in California $32 million less over the course of his contract because of taxes in California. We offered the exact same contract Ohtani got from the Dodgers, but why, if you're going to pay California taxes, why would you go play for the Giants when you can play for the Dodgers, right? It's just so if I'm asking, I guess my long way of saying, if I put my GM hat on, I wish that we had actually just accepted for a couple of years that we were going to be a sub 500 team and done something about it and tried to get pieces in and drafted better and spent more time on development so that this young crop of players would have had a chance coming up. It's happening now, which is why I told you guys I'm a little bit optimistic. I am. I'm a little bit optimistic. I don't know if you guys have looked at our farm system now, but it's kind of electric. But again, it's 10 years after we should have had this idea.
Yeah. I feel like you're preaching to the choir right now on what the Reds need to do. But the only thing is, I feel like the Giants did it this year, and the Reds were like, "Nah, we're gonna try and make a push. We're not gonna sell." It's like, dude, come on. So
you guys have the opposite problem, right? You guys can't sign pitchers because nobody wants to pitch in that park, right?
I mean, that's a great point. We have a lot of really good homegrown pitchers, which I actually do feel bad because they do have to pitch in Great American. But our deal is we are 1 or 2 moves away from being a competitive baseball team, but our front office just won't do it. So I don't know. We're just kind of stuck in this funk where it's like,
that's tough to be a fan of, man. Is it like a greed thing? Is it like a I'm scared thing? Like, what is it? Like Pirates is greed. I don't know if you guys remember last year when they DFA'd Rowdy Tellez at the end of the year just so they wouldn't.
Yeah, that's right.
An extra $50K or whatever.
Yeah.
So the Pirates is greed.
I don't know what you guys can chime in.
I think it's entitlement more than anything. I think they just know the Big Red Machine. Opening day is always in Cincinnati. Yeah. They're always going to sell that out, and
guys,
it'll be a big deal. But then they just don't think they need to do it anymore.
That was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was about to ask, what are you guys entitled to? I forgot that you guys had Johnny Bench for a while there. But no, I mean, look, undoubtedly, besides the 1920s Yankees, I think the Big Red Machine in the 70s is probably the greatest stretch of baseball played by one team. And it was like a Celtics run.
Yeah.
From,
Yeah.
So I mean, you guys have that, but you guys are so young and what happened to Rhett Lauder, by the way? I loved him in college.
He's still pitching.
He's pitching. Yeah. He's been better. Yeah.
He's been better.
So he got beat up a little bit, got injured.
Today. Yesterday. Sorry, yesterday.
Yeah. I mean,
he looks like a back of the rotation.
Yeah. He's a 3 or 4.
And then
we've kind of seen his ceiling a little bit too already.
Hunter Green's gone. Tommy John, he's got to get another one.
Pitching next year. Yeah.
There's a good chance we might never see him pitch as a Red. I don't know. It's hard to swallow that pill. But I mean, he's one of the best pitchers when he's healthy. He's top 15 best pitcher in the MLB. I mean, we got Chase Burns now. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. All right.
Before we get, you lost a quarter and picked up a quarter, right? You lost and then you picked 100%. Up.
Exactly.
It's pitcher. You should have 2. I don't.
They find replacements, but they don't build upon it at all. Ellie is what they think that they want Ellie to be the Joey Votto replacement, but if they give Ellie the money, they're not going to do anything else around him. So he's just going to be exactly that.
Ellie's going to be a Dodger in 3 years.
Nature, they're going to give him the money because they built it. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, it's a business, and he's the only marketable name you guys currently have, globally marketable name, nationally marketable name. They're not going to let him walk unless he really wants to.
Yep. I guess this offseason, they never said numbers or anything, but I guess this offseason they offered Ellie the largest contract in Reds history, so higher than Joey Votto's or whatever, and he said no to it. But I mean, I could see him 3 years.
But it wasn't underpaid though. We all know that.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
I don't think I think it's more like he's going to please. He's hitting free agency this year.
No, we still got 3 more years of Ellie.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
He's young. I mean, so he's I don't know what his arbitration numbers are going to be, but the sooner they can get him to sign up,
his ARB numbers are going to be stupid.
Crazy.
His ARB numbers
breaking records.
His ARB numbers might hurt us to just run a functional team.
They're not going to be like Mookie Betts or Ohtani ARB numbers, but they're going to be.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for the Reds because the Reds won't be able to afford it. That's the issue. So I don't know what they're doing. But all right, before we
right? What's his arbitration comp? I have no idea what that would be. He's kind of a freak of nature, guys.
He's a freak of nature, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like it's more likely than not that the Reds take him to arbitration and they don't come to an agreed salary.
Could you imagine?
I can say that from now. It's going to arbitration.
Could you imagine the difference? It's going to be worse than Scooball. It's going to be really bad.
We took Tyler Stevenson to arbitration over $1 million. Like it was,
Insane.
he wanted like 3.5, and we didn't think he was worth that much. But then we wanted, he's our best trade piece come the trade deadline, and we want to sell him for more than what he's worth. So it's like, what is it? You
Yeah.
don't think he's worth $3 million or what? So they kind of just shoot themselves in their own foot.
Yeah.
Over
bad.
and over again. Welcome to the Giants organization.
Yeah.
But ours is like an elitist, like holier than thou. Look what we have brought you 31-year-old Evan Longoria, peasants. Be excited. We have solved all of our woes with this aging.
So we were talking about that before we recorded. Like the Reds, like they go for those like the A, but they end up getting the B level kind of tiered signings. And like Schwarber and Suarez, it was like oh no, we're $5 million short for getting Schwarber. It's like, whoa, timeout. All you needed to offer him was $5 million more, and we would have Kyle Schwarber on our team. And then they're like, but it's okay, we got Suarez. It's like, thanks, guys. Like this is great. It blows me away. I don't know. I mean, we could talk until we're blue in the face about our organizations. But all right, let's get into series preview. This is what I'm excited for. We got the bottom of the barrel going against each other. We got the Reds versus Giants on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hey, we actually got some nice pitching matchups.
California, Ohio pillow fight.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into this. We'll do a little preview of it. We'll give our predictions.
I know Tugboat's going tomorrow, so you guys are screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, Tugboat went today.
He went today? Oh, no, I thought he was going tomorrow. I was so excited about it.
Oh, that would have been
We're
awesome.
missing him.
That would have been awesome.
Tugboat's electric, by the way.
We got
I don't know if you guys saw this. They did the overlay of him pitching in the Little League World Series and his mechanics now, and they are identical.
That's sick.
Throwing the same way since he's 12 years old. Like you could overlay them now. Who we got going?
Once a hoss, always a hoss.
Because I thought it was Tugboat.
So Monday we got Burns versus I'm assuming it's Wesson Hunt. He's a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, Weisenhunt. Yeah,
Weisenhunt. And then Tuesday we got Singer. You guys are gonna murder Brady Singer. Singer might give up 6 runs in like 5 innings.
It's in San Francisco though.
Well, he's got a chance. Sinker ballers in San Francisco always got a
chance. Yeah, okay, I'll give it to him. What time of the day is the game? That's the real question. If it's a Tuesday afternoon, it's a night game, we got a chance. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
I don't know if you guys have been to San Francisco in the summer, but it's about 60 degrees and a marine layer comes in and everyone's wearing jackets in August. So
cold. Yeah.
And then you guys got Root pitching, and then Wednesday Lodolo versus Webb. The Wednesday game actually is going to be pretty fun. If Lodolo still kind of works. Mm-hmm.
I do want to send a little prayer out there. Carson Weisenhunt was our top pitching prospect for the last couple of years, and he's finally the best part about this travesty of a season is that Bryce Eldridge gets to pitch every day, and Carson Weisenhunt gets to pitch every 5th day because who cares, right? So Bryce Eldridge is getting a huge leash, and he's doing great, which is fantastic. He's kind of the hope that we have for the future. But Carson Weisenhunt had like a 70 grade changeup in the minor leagues. Like almost 80 grade changeup. It was disgusting. We're hoping that he figures it out. He has the potential to be really good. He's another Kyle Harrison, though. I feel like if we flip him somewhere, he's going to they're going to immediately and then he's going to immediately be great. But I have a lot of hope for him.
Yeah. Tabor. If you do get a chance to watch Monday's game, Chase Burns, man, he's something. You've probably seen clips of him. It's fun to watch.
Tennessee, dude.
Yeah. It's fun to watch. But yeah, Tuesday, maybe Singer gets a luck, but Lodolo will be interesting. So I don't know if you heard about Lodolo. He's had like 50 blisters in the past year. He's been on the IL 3 times this year because of blisters. So he stopped. I'd do something, dude. So he stopped throwing his like curveball he threw, and he's like kind of changed his grip, and it's actually kind of working. But I'm kind of waiting for him to have a blow up game where it doesn't go too well. But all right, let's go around. Everybody predictions. We got the bottom of the barrel MLB pillow fight, Reds versus Giants. Dylan, what's your prediction for the series?
2-1. I think it's going to be Burns and Lodolo are going to get the dub. I don't know how Logan Webb is pitching this year. I don't know if he's pitching like he did a few years ago, Cy Young level, but
he's solid.
And 1 off.
Yeah.
It's 3 lights out, 1 off, but it doesn't matter because you don't hit. Continue.
Yeah. No. And we're in the same boat. Burns can throw a 7-inning shutout, and then we'll let up 3 in our bullpen. We'll have 3 in the 8th, and we can't cover in the 9th, and we lose that game. So we know that song and dance as well, unfortunately, Tabor. So I think it could be a lot of that, which means, in my opinion, it's going to be a very exciting couple of days because pitchers could go very long or very short due to bad offensive strategy and performance from both sides of the plate. And then all of a sudden, there's a couple of errors, and it's 8-7 in the bottom of the eighth, in a blink of an eye. So I do think Reds will travel well to the West Coast, and hopefully, I don't know about this marine layer you're talking about. Hopefully, they don't get too affected by a little cold front coming in. So yeah, it should be fun.
You'll see it. Just turn on the television. You look at everybody behind home plate in winter jackets in August.
They're shivering. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. I just had to look it up. Carson Weisenhunt's cruising at a negative .8 WAR, 3-4 with a 7 ERA, 32 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, and a WHIP of almost 2. So,
Yeah, I got Burns winning the first matchup pretty easily.
yeah, I think it's gonna be like a 6-1 game, 7-1 game.
Yeah, and then I think I got the Reds taking the second, and Giants taking the finale. That's probably how I would draw it up.
All right,
Kirby,
I'm
hurt
gonna
my feelings.
Tabor. Yeah, before you go, I'll jump in. I'll do a little family ties to San Fran. I feel like I gotta root on that side of the family a little bit because the Reds haven't given me anything. I'm gonna say Giants take 2, Reds only win 1. I think the Reds win Monday. I think that's what we got. That's what we got.
I think you guys are all idiots. I think the Giants are going to get swept and not score more than 3 runs in any game. You guys are all dumb as hell, and there's no possible way to even scrape a sniff of a win. Because as soon as you get into our bullpen, I might as well just roll the L screen out there and throw you guys batting practice because it would probably be better than whatever it is that I'm prodding out of our bullpen. But it's fine. It's cool.
Good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's fine. I
Over
wish you guys nothing but success.
Yeah.
Because
What is the line?
I just got one more question for you, Tabor. What's
What do you
your
got?
preferred way of taking in the games? Because I know John Miller is the Hall of Famer, one of the all-time great announcers. He's on the radio. Is that right?
So Miller's on the radio. We honestly, our announcers are, and this is not just me talking because I think they're the best, but they have been recognized as the best on the radio and the television. So it's Mike Krukow, Dwayne Kuiper, John Miller,
Fleming?
and Fleming.
Is Fleming there too?
Yes,
Yeah.
Fleming, when he's not doing national football games or other games, he's doing Giants games. So we have this incredible trio. So Mike Krukow's retiring. He's had health problems the last couple of years. I grew up listening to Giants games on the radio. I don't know if Kirby's told you guys much about my past, but his uncle, sorry, I let the spoiler out. There's some familial ties here. His uncle was a nut job. I didn't have a TV in my house till we were 17 years old. So we listen to games on the radio like if it's the 40s and FDR is going to talk to us. Fireside chat. So we would listen to games on the radio, and then if we wanted to watch a game, the reason my dad had season tickets is because we would go to games, literally go to the.
That is awesome.
Or
That's
he
cool.
would take me to a bar, and I'd drink root
To
beer
watch the
and
game.
watch the Giants.
To
game.
watch
Right?
the
So
game,
when
yeah.
you talk about
That's
the game, the
awesome.
radio's first for me. So John Miller, David Fleming,
Yeah.
Mike Krukow, those guys are my childhood. If you ask any Giants fan, I promise you all of them grew up on the radio. So that's
Yeah.
where I'm at. I don't know about you guys. You guys have, didn't you guys have was it you guys that had the Castellanos?
Marty Brenneman.
Yeah.
Was that you guys?
Yeah.
that I'm a terrible person and Castellanos.
Well,
Yes,
Liz,
that was
Liz
his
know that
son.
the Tom Brenneman too, Marty's son,
Yes.
was gone on TV. Yeah, the
A deep-
infamous Castellanos.
A
call.
deep fly ball to left
Have you
field.
guys seen the full list? Sorry, this is completely off topic. Have you seen the full list of home runs Castellanos hit during tragedies?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is extensive.
Unbelievable.
It is super long.
Queen of England dies, bomb. It's just
Yeah.
it's incredible.
If there
But no,
was a-
guys, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm hoping that 2029 is my year. But until then, I'm just gonna hunker down, live in a bunker. And
Yeah, I looked a little bit at the farm, the top prospects, and it is highly ranked, but a lot of them are estimated arrivals of 2028, 2029. So
Josh
we
Ward,
probably got a couple more years of selling.
yeah, we got a couple more years to sell, and I hope we do. I really don't. I know that the average Giants fan, guys, the amount of bandwagon fans we got after 2010, 2012, people who just came out of the woodwork and oh my God, go Giants. They had little stupid little panda hats or the giraffe hats from Brandon Belt and Panda. And it became a social thing to go, and the Giants made billions. But I have been saying this for a decade. They need to sell. They need to etch a sketch. Stop trying to squeeze water out of stones and just let it die and be the White Sox for a year. And then look what the White Sox are doing now.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta phoenix this thing, right? Die, come from the ashes again. But it's been rough, guys. It's been really tough, but I'm hoping now that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Well,
Officially coined the Ohio-California pillow fight here in the next couple of days. I like that.
Yeah,
was good.
I'm definitely gonna, guys. They're getting swept. I'm so happy for you guys already. Go Reds, baby.
All right, wait. Well, Tabor won it on that one, and we appreciate you coming on. And yeah, if you guys haven't figured it out, Tabor's my cousin, so good family ties there. Shout out Uncle Dan, by the way. He got dropped a couple times there, so dude, appreciate you coming on, man. It was awesome. And
No problem.
hey,
Happy to be here.
pardon
fellas.
me, I'm
Anytime
gonna say it. Hey, go Giants a little bit. All right, there
A
you
little
go.
bit?
That's the only
Just a
time I'm ever
little
gonna
bit.
say it.
Yeah,
It's the only
just a
time I'm
little
ever gonna
bit.
say it.
I'm gonna get it. I'm
Thanks,
gonna get
Tabor. Appreciate it, man.
And we're back. Let's get into a little bit of the around the league. Joey, go ahead and take us away.
Yeah, thanks Tabor for covering a lot of the Giants side of what's going on in their world. Couple main things to hit on is the Phillies are on an absolute roll, and today they walked off the Cardinals for a sweep. Riley O'Brien, the Cardinals closer, who's been having a great season, finishes with 6 earned runs, all in the 9th inning. And the last one coming off of Kyle Schwarber, absolute bomb to center field that the camera wasn't even able to cover. The camera's like shooting at the batter's eye over there in Citizens Bank Park, and the ball just goes way over it. You don't even see the ball land. Just absolute Schwarbomb. He'll be doing that here once we trade for him soon, right? Bring Schwarber home.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
And then the other team on a roll right now is the Royals, which is absolutely insane. They're putting together an 8-game winning streak, bringing themselves only 11 games back of the White Sox. Yeah. 8-game winning streak, but too late for them, I think. They're 7.5 out of the wild card. So all they would have had to have done is play probably like 450 ball before this run, and they probably would have been in the picture, but too little, too late. And then otherwise, the Dodgers had like a little bit of a shaky stretch there at the beginning of August, late September. They seem to have found home, and I'm seeing all these tweets about pitchers that have great years there, but now they're going back to the bullpen because Tyler Glasnow is coming back, Ohtani's coming back. It's like, yeah, that sounds about right. We just totally forgot about how half of their team just sits out until the postseason, especially on the pitching staff. So they are about to get scary. Second team to get to 80 wins today after the Brewers got there on Friday. So playoffs are starting to take shape. If you go on any standings website, ESPN even, you'll see like playoff percentages on the far right corner. It's down to just a few teams in the NL for who is still alive outside of the teams that are pretty much at 99%. And that's really the Phillies, Cubs, which they're both at like 96%.
Yeah.
Padres have gotten themselves all the way up to 71%. Diamondbacks, thanks to that 11-5 win for the Reds, pushed them down to a 28% chance. And then the Marlins are at a 6.2, and then everybody else is pretty low. The Reds are at a 0.1% chance, but most teams who aren't making the playoffs are at less than 0.1% chance.
All right. Yeah.
There's something.
There's a path.
They
There's
are
a
like
path.
at the barely above the level where they're saying it's impossible, but they're saying it's not going to happen. Yeah.
Which we are next to be then tossed into that category of less than 0.1%.
I'm going to say it's this. I'm going to say it's this week, and you could say officially eliminated.
Yeah.
We'll see how the
Mathematically.
week goes, but I think once you get to, well, mathematically comes later, but
Yeah.
I think once you get to what, 77 losses, you're mathematically eliminated. We're at 69 right now.
Yeah. Kirby, sorry, I forgot we had a CPA on the podcast. My bad.
Yeah, he's busting it out right there. I will say,
So-
Joey, out of those teams you just listed, if any team I'm all on board the Padres. I hope the Padres pull it off, make the playoffs, and do something crazy. Like, it would be fun to watch that team in the playoffs.
I had the same question.
They got so much talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had the same question, Kurt, of like, of any of those bubble teams now, like which one could actually go in and make some noise? And I'm not really convinced by anyone that is outside of Cubs, Phillies to really like have depth to do something. I mean, Diamondbacks kind of did it a couple of years ago when they beat the Dodgers to go to the World Series, but like, I don't know if their team is poised, as we just saw, poised to kind of make a run if they do sneak in. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I wish there was kind of a fun up and coming. I mean, someone could always go on a run as they always do. Then it might be the Phillies, winning 9 in a row right now.
right. Because the Phillies now are only 2.5 back of the East.
Yeah.
So
that
like,
changes everything.
Kirby,
if
the
they
Braves
win.
are in danger of they could end up being like that last wild card team. I wouldn't be that surprised at this rate.
Yeah.
But as of now, the National League playoffs would be the same teams as last year, except the Braves subbing in for the Reds. So it's just that Slater Sambor household is the only thing that's changed in the NL.
Keeping everyone happy. Keeping everyone
Yeah,
happy.
keeping
over there.
everyone-
Alternate years is
Yeah.
that a part of the marriage agreement?
No, it's not. The Reds are supposed to be in it every year, so I don't know what's happening.
And then in the AL, Rays and Yankees are both at the greater than 99.9% chance. Red Sox, thanks to the sweep of the Giants, got up to 98.2% chance. And then the White Sox are at a 72.8% chance, and everybody else is below 50. But there are quite a few teams that are at sizable chances just below 50.
I'm telling you,
The AL West has no good team right now.
the AL wild card is going to be so much fun. Like, I still think it's going to come down to the last game of the season for like 3 teams. Probably it's going to be a fun one to watch as it kind of gets closer.
Well,
but yeah.
Then the AL West, there's going to be like 4 teams who would have gotten that wild card, except that the Rangers or the Astros or the Mariners, I guess, are going to have to win the West.
I'm curious, that AL West, who's going to pull through? It's going to be the Astros, right?
It'll probably be the Astros, I would say. That's my guess, at least. That's my guess. And they have looked awful all year. Like, they were like 14, 15 games under 500 at one point, and I've really made a good comeback. So another team, if powered by Yordan Alvarez, the entire team, their offense is literally him. He's a machine,
I think Altuve started to do a little better, but he's having an off season. I could have seen the Rangers, but Evaldi's on the IL too. So like they had kind of the best 1-2 where they could be dangerous in a 3-game wild card series if they do make it. But none of those lineups really scare you top to bottom.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think baseball this September is going to be fun to watch. Like all the way around, there's teams you can pick. There's different scenarios. So I think it'll be good. But I'm kind of, sleeper team right now. I'm kind of digging the Padres. Let's see what they do. I probably put the kiss of death on them though. So, sorry, Padres fans. Sorry. All right. Well, hey, let's go ahead. Final thoughts. Wrap up this episode. I guess final thoughts for the Reds. I want to say, what is one thing this offseason? I wanted to kind of tee this one up for you guys. What is one thing this offseason you want to see the Reds do to allow us to be competitive next year? What is just one thing? There's probably a million things we need to do, but one thing. I want to start thinking about these. Mine's obvious. Mine's going to be lock down Tyler Stevenson. I think they have to.
Which is so,
How does that make us better?
I was going to say the same thing.
I don't think it's going to make us better. I think it's going to make us it's going to allow us to be better with other things. If we don't re-sign Tyler Stevenson, it's going to be atrocious. Right?
So I did see Alfredo Duno moved up to number 18 in the prospect rankings, which is awesome.
I think we're throwing the keys.
But you can't call a catcher up early, can you?
See how he does.
Like,
what?
Why
not?
I mean, but you can't, won't the game get him? Didn't the Marlins do that with that, top price? Probably. I don't know.
I know what you're saying.
The game's getting a lot of our guys right now. Everybody we call up to play right field, the game has been getting this year.
Just engulfed.
Yo, that was a
yeah.
perfect clip. Whatever
Like-
you just said, I'm clipping. That was
Yeah.
too good. The game's getting a lot of our guys.
Our right field spot is Odysseus trying to return home. He just lost at sea for 20 years.
Yes, I love that.
Don't know up from down. Kirby, I get what you're saying. Like I understand. Like if we have a chance to shore up a pivotal point where things can really collapse, it's like having an O-line in football almost. Like if you make the decision to walk away from someone who's really good, you're going to have to prepare to try to fill that gap and not get someone who is just as good as that. So I do think like that would be a very lower risk, now medium cost move for us, unfortunately. I just can't let us forget about how we were talking about Stevenson like 2 months ago. So like we have to remember that we were not so in love with him back in June. So for me, I think obviously it all depends on how the CBA and everything works out for the Players Association, but I mean, JJ is filling the spot now of like a left-handed power hitter, but we are so weak from the left side of the plate for consistent power that can play decent outfield to accompany a fast on-base center fielder. We have a couple of those guys, and then whoever the other accompanying outfielder needs to be figured out. That's, in my opinion, one of my biggest gripes with this team is that we have a revolving door in one of the three outfielders, and all of them are typically at the bottom of the lineup for us, as we've seen. So that's one for me. And then just how do we fill the Hunter Green gap for next year?
Yeah.
It's impossible to do so on such short notice, but we have to try to get someone so not every rotation is contingent on Burns pitching, or every series is not contingent on Burns pitching.
Yeah. I feel like Kyle Tucker's not having a good time in LA. Would they be listening for a trade? That's a left-handed power hitting bat who can play the outfield.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I mean, maybe he requests a trade if things are going that bad for him. I would be all in on that.
Mm-hmm.
There's unrestricted free agents. I think you got to spend some money and bring in a good starting pitcher. I think Green's going to be gone. That would be my number one thing. Or you can go get Anthony Rendon, who's coming off. He's an unrestricted free agent.
My God, no way.
Yeah. I just went to look at these names and I see Anthony Rendon at the second on the list. Insane.
I mean, what if he puts up like 2017 numbers again? That would be sick.
Well, he can get a qualifying offer from the Angels though, so they might offer him that. Who knows?
I don't know if they want him anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
he
joke.
gave up on baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, Shane Bieber's a name on the list. There's not a lot of names that you love, but you're gonna have to just probably get greedy and pay for one of them.
Yeah, I think like what you guys bring up, like the Reds have to spend money this year for them to be a competitive ball club. And it's like, if we spend money, awesome. If we don't spend money, I think it's just a sign of us going through another year like this. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to kind of see. And you're right too, Dylan. Like the CBA is going to tell a lot of what the Reds are going to be able to do. So we'll wait until December and we'll see what happens. But all right, listeners, thank you guys for sticking around. Hope you guys enjoyed the guest we had, Tabor. It was a good one with the Giants. So hopefully our Reds kind of pull something off. I won't say go Giants ever again. So like always, guys, go Reds.